Surviving the Socratic method and cold calls, proven techniques for law students to handle classroom pressure and boost participation grades. When your law professor looks around the lecture hall to select the next student to answer a question, you might feel an increased heart rate and perspiration in your palms. For most law students, particularly first-year students, the dreaded cold call can trigger anxiety that interferes with learning and participation. Yet mastering the art of responding under pressure isn't just about surviving uncomfortable moments. It's a skill that translates directly to academic success and professional legal competence. Understanding the purpose. The Socratic method has been a cornerstone of legal education for generations and isn't designed merely to torture law students. Its purpose is instructional, to develop the critical thinking essential to legal analysis, improve verbal articulation necessary for advocacy, and prepare future attorneys for high-pressure courtroom situations. When you understand that professors employ this technique to help rather than humiliate, your perspective often shifts from fear to opportunity. The realization that being put on the spot isn't about catching you unprepared, but rather about teaching you to think like lawyers can transform the classroom experience from one of anxiety to one of focused preparation for legal practice. Case briefing, the foundation of confidence. The single most effective strategy for handling cold calls in law school is thorough case briefing. This doesn't mean memorizing case holdings, but rather developing a comprehensive understanding of the legal reasoning and anticipating potential questions about application. Consider employing these preparation techniques. Create thorough case briefs that outline facts, procedural history, issues, holdings, reasoning, and policy implications. Develop a personal shorthand system for quickly referencing key dicta and majority dissenting opinions. Review briefs immediately before class to refresh memory. Identify the professor's questioning patterns, e.g., focus on policy arguments versus procedural details. A system of color-coded briefs can transform your ability to respond quickly. When called on to recite a case, a glance at well-organized notes allows for immediate location of relevant legal principles, saving precious seconds that allow the brain to start processing legal analysis while still listening to the professor's follow-up questions. In the moment, legal reasoning under pressure. Even with perfect preparation, being put on the spot triggers physiological responses that can interfere with legal reasoning. The following techniques can help you maintain composure. Use the IRAC method. When called upon, mentally organizing responses using the IRAC method, issue, rule, analysis, conclusion, provides a reliable structure. Starting with the legal issue presented in this case gives you valuable seconds to organize your thoughts while still appearing prepared. Distinguish cases. Having a framework for distinguishing cases helps you to respond to hypotheticals. When a professor alters facts from a case, successful students quickly identify which facts are legally significant differences that might change the outcome. Honesty when stumped. Sometimes, despite preparation, you simply don't know the answer to a complex legal question. In these situations, it's far better to honestly acknowledge limitations while demonstrating engagement with related legal principles. For example, while I'm not certain about the court's specific holding on that narrow issue, the case does establish the broader principle that the post-cold call recovery strategy. How you handle a poor performance in class can significantly impact both your grade and confidence. A structured recovery strategy following a difficult Socratic dialogue shows professors your resilience and commitment. An effective recovery strategy includes noting specific areas of doctrine where preparation was lacking, scheduling office hours with the professor to clarify misunderstandings of legal principles, revising case briefing methods to address revealed weaknesses in understanding, volunteering to address similar legal questions early in the next class session. Beyond survival, strategic legal participation. Moving from mere survival to strategic participation marks the transition from adequate to exceptional classroom performance in law school. Strategic participators understand that quality of legal analysis matters more than quantity of comments. Participation grades often improve dramatically when you shift from trying to speak in every class to preparing one or two thoughtful contributions that advance legal understanding. This might include synthesizing holdings across multiple cases to identify doctrinal patterns, respectfully introducing alternative legal interpretations or policy considerations, building on classmates' arguments with supporting or distinguishing precedent, connecting classroom doctrine to current legal developments or circuit splits. The long-term benefits. Students who master the art of responding to cold calls develop skills that extend directly to legal practice. The ability to think clearly under pressure, organize legal arguments quickly, and communicate complex legal concepts succinctly transfers directly to courtroom advocacy, client meetings, and negotiations. The students who thrive under the Socratic method typically excel in moot court, clinical programs, and ultimately as practicing attorneys. The law school classroom provides a relatively safe environment to develop these essential legal skills before real clients and cases are at stake. Conclusion: the Socratic method and cold calls do not have to be anxiety-inducing. With proper case briefing, in-the-moment legal reasoning techniques, effective recovery strategies, and a shift towards strategic participation, you can transform these challenging interactions into valuable preparation for legal practice. By embracing rather than avoiding the pressure, you can develop not only better participation grades, but also invaluable professional capabilities that will serve you throughout your career. So the next time a professor's gaze lands on you in torts or constitutional law, remember this momentary discomfort is training you to have the mental agility needed to be an excellent advocate.